Is this actual live or is it you thought this thing live?
Actual live. Live. Be live. Well, it hasn't come up yet. Hello. We'll just wait for the live to fully open up. And then we will get started. Let me find it on my phone. So yes, I think we are live, Alexis. I'm just going to find it on my feed.
The quiet bunnies.
Yeah, the bunnies have decided. Well, there we are live. Okay. Whoops. Well, hello, Tabitha. You're bright and early. Good morning. I will pass the comments to the phone to Alexis. Here we go. You can read the comments. She's typical teenager. Telltales. Just got out of bed. No, we had a late night last night. We were crafting and playing and having too much fun, which we are not going to mention today because I'll start laughing and won't stop.
You want me to mention it or not?
No, I don't want you to mention it, Alexis, because I won't stop laughing. Okay. Apologise for the noise in the background. Alexis's two bunnies have decided it's time to rip shreds out of cardboard boxes.
They always decide to do that. They can sense from the start of the video.
Yes, so welcome to our second day of the Great Australian Craft Show with some live demonstrations we're doing using our products. Just quickly go over, we do have a sale for the next 3 days and possibly Monday.
Mom?
Yes, Alexis?
Tabitha says I'm still in bed.
Ah, Tabitha, that's dreadful. It's like 11 o'clock in the afternoon, nearly the afternoon. I would be in bed too. It's freezing here this morning. I think it was 0 overnight. So we've got some specials on our website until probably Monday night when I get a chance to remove them. So we've got 25% off page frames, 25% off white mixed media cardstock, which I use some of today, 50% off assorted bits and pieces of chipboard, things that are overstocked, 25% off new foam and existing foam stamps. The new foam stamps are really, really cool. And 25% off Alexis's paper napkins. Alexis is learning about business and decided to sell some paper napkins on my website. You very quickly learn about profits.
I forgot.
Which question?
For the giveaway, and you forgot to do the first one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the giveaway. Yesterday I was too busy. We do have a giveaway for a $15 voucher on our website. $15 voucher for our website on our Facebook page. You have to answer a question for the next 3 days and you could win a $15 voucher each day. So pop on and find that in our Facebook page.
Did you say 20?
No, 15.
You said 20 when I said when you were going to... Which question will you cut out?
Well, the extra $5 can come out of your profits.
No.
Oh.
15 it is.
See, she's very agreeable. So yeah, $15 voucher. We were tossing up what to do. We were supposed to have a competition yesterday and I totally forgot to put it up. Why have I got things flicking up on my screen? Bunnies, be quiet. Okay, into the project. So these are the 3 cards I made last night. They took several hours. Yeah. Bunnies! Jesus. So the technique I'm going to show you today is actually using... Someone's going to be bunny stew in a minute. Seriously. It's going to be one of those days. So the technique we're using is using my stencils. And they're all pretty coloured now. And using alcohol inks. Now I've got my stencils all together. So this one here, we've made these background pieces using the netting stencil. This would be a good one for you, Tabitha, because you've got this stencil. You were showing me what you were doing with the other day. So it's a different way to use it. So we're using the netting stencil with that one. And these 2 back ones have been done with our Jewel of the Sea stencil. What I found was the stencils that had more holes in them worked better. This one didn't work as well because it had this big blob in the middle. These are some of my other samples I made. That'll go in my someday box. Someday I'll do something with them. So this one's the Jewel C one. Didn't work out as well as I wanted. This one worked out really cool. So I'll show you how to do that. That one didn't work out. This one was when I have ink on the back of my stencil, I rubbed this paper on top and got a print. What else have we got? That one didn't work out. Still cool. I'll do something with. These 2 were with this doily stencil and didn't get the same sort of effect. So I worked out the stencils with the more holes. I'm going to go yell at a bunny in a minute. Doesn't make any difference because they just look at me and then keep doing what they're doing. So the more holes in this stencil, the better this technique works. So I really like how these turned out. And then I made them into cards. So these words are all on our website. So arty farty, let's celebrate. And creativity is contagious, pass it on. And this one I have finished with some white mixed media laser cuts from our website. So let's get messy. This is messy. If you like, you can wear gloves, but I don't like the feel of gloves. Is that bunny noise really, really loud? Or is it just... It should be muffled because they're right back in the corner. So traditionally with alcohol inks, you use Yupo paper. So this is one particular brand of Yupo paper. But Yupo paper, the inks tend to slide a whole lot more. So I wanted a bit more control in this particular project. So I actually grabbed some glossy photo paper. I picked this up for like $1 or $2 somewhere. It was in my stash. So I found this technique worked better on glossy photo paper because the inks don't move as much. Does that make sense? Alcohol inks you need to use on a non-porous surface. So a surface that, not paper, regular paper, the alcohol inks will soak through and not do any of this moving around. Alexis, your bunnies are going to get in trouble in a minute. I'm just going to pull some alcohol inks out. We're going to do green, blue and yellow, I think, for this one. Got loads of different colours. So it doesn't matter what brand alcohol inks you have. Seriously, those bunnies are really annoying me. Is it really loud? Has anyone said it's really loud and distracting, Alexis? So you can either get...
The last comment is Tabitha's.
Oh, that's okay. Hopefully they're still listening. Never work with...
person on it.
Oh.
So I think Tabitha's left.
Oh. That's okay. It'll go up later for people to watch. They say never work with animals and children, don't they, in videos? So it doesn't matter what brand alcohol inks you have, and you can mix and match them as well. This is Tim Holt's brand, and my friend at Hillbilly Scrapping has her alcohol inks 20% off this weekend. So jump over if you want to get some great colours. She's got some great colours in stock. I'm actually using ones that I picked up at Riot Art and Craft. The only thing I don't like about the Riot ones is their tip is a bit fatter than the Tim Holtz ones, and it comes out a bit quicker, so you've got to be a bit more controlled. Let's do the netting one. So basically I've just popped my... Yes?
Tabitha says they're loud, but there isn't much you can do. LOL.
Well, I could do a lot, Tabitha. I could throw them outside. Yes. They were quiet before we started filming a video. Oh well. I could go take the cardboard box away. Go take the cardboard box away. That'll stop them. Alexis, run around and grab the cardboard box out of the cage.
Which one?
The one they're ripping shreds of. And then they'll probably move on to the other one. Alexis will go take the cardboard box away and we'll see if we can quieten the bunnies down. Quick. Alexis. I think it's the tunnel one they're destroying. Okay, so back to... I do apologise for the noise. So basically, lay your glossy photo cardstock...
Destroying it. That's being a good bunny by people.
We'll take the box away she's destroying. So lay your photo gloss paper down shiny side up and then just lay your stencil on top. And then I usually like to start with the darkest colour. And we're just going to drop... I'm going to aim for the holes.
No.
It's not stopped her? Is she digging at the floor, is she?
The bunny's in the box, looking off the box. My strength is not enough to get the box for the bunnies in the box.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully they'll stop. Go give them a corn cob.
Says, hi Mel. Tabitha says, did you get the ones I sent you out if the box yet?
That would be a no, Tabitha. I didn't get out
of the box.
Of the box. Tabitha sent me some alcoholics, but I didn't get them out.
Hello.
Who says hello? Wendy Mason.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Wendy. How you going? You caught one of my lives. And you've got my lovely bunnies in the background making a hell of a noise. Actually, I'm going to go take that box off the bunny. Give me one moment, because that is really starting to irritate me. You can talk to them, Alexis. Get out of the box. Your box has been confiscated, bunny. Hopefully I got the better of that bunny. I tipped him out of the box and put the box on the outside of the cage. They still have cardboard to chew. Hopefully he doesn't go and chew something else. So back to our alcohol inks. Sorry about that. The bunnies are only loud when we do live, so I'm aiming for the holes, and what it'll do is it'll actually seep under and spread under the stencil, but you still sort of get the pattern in it. So I like 3 colours.
More green.
I'm doing a bit more green. And you want to sort of only put 1 drop.
What colour are you doing right now?
I'm doing green.
It looks blue. The other colour you weren't doing was green.
Ah, and then we've got some, what's this one? Citrus. So as I was saying, these ones are from Riot Art and Craft. The only thing I don't like about is the tips are quite a lot bigger than the Tim Holtz ones. And it comes out a bit quicker, so you just got to be a bit gentle. So we're just basically filling up all the holes. My paper is curling a bit, so whoops. Now I was hoping to work out a way of having my heat tool going. I've got a really loud heat tool just to, whoops, to dry this off. Oh, now my finger's stuck. So before we remove the stencil, we do have to dry it off a bit. So it's only going to be about 30 seconds of noise. So turn your volume down or close your ears when my heat tool comes into view. One second, Alexis. There we go. Sorry about the loudness.
I think Jenny means do I instead of doll. Do I detect a bit of frustration? Mel, I'm supposed to be doing pays but enjoy in your antics?
Oh, you're supposed to, yes, Jenny's supposed to be doing a payroll for one of her businesses. Apparently she's enjoying our antics. So that is our little project. I will put that aside and we'll work on another one. And I'm getting green all over my fingers. When you're using Yupo paper, you can't put your heat tool near Yupo paper because Yupo paper is plastic and it melts. I learnt that one the hard way because I couldn't put up the paper. The photo gloss paper, you can put a bit of heat to it and it still works. So let's put that one aside. Don't you think that's really pretty? So a different way to use your stencils and your alcohol inks. Where are we going to put this one? I want to do a Jewel of the Sea one. Yes, you can't get good bunny behaving when I'm trying to do a live. They were quiet before we turned it on, and then all of a sudden the white one, Snow, decides that the box needs pieces ripped out of it.
Maybe they know we're both here.
Maybe it's because we're talking. Maybe I have to talk all the time to them and then they'll be quiet. So I'm just going to lay my Jewel of the Sea one down. I'm going to do let's pick some other colours. I want to do citrus. So I tend to pick a dark colour, a light colour.
Do a doily.
No, the doily didn't work last night. So I found out the holes, the stencils with the more holes, the more holy the stencil, Alexis. The religious stencil, more holy. The more holy the stencil, the better this technique works. So I'm going to start with my darkest one, so I've got like a poppy colour, a red colour. Or do I want pink? No, let's go pink. Which pink do I want? I don't want magenta because that's too dark. I want this one, which is rose. So these make great one-off backgrounds for card making or scrapbooking. Jenny from Hillbilly Scrapping actually did an awesome demonstration with alcohol inks yesterday and turned it into a scrapbook page, which is great. Alexis actually said, where will those extras go that I made last night? And I said, they go into my someday box. Someday I'll do something with them. I end up with loads of stuff I demonstrate at shows. So yellow, I'm going to do purple and yellow. I start with sort of the darkest one. I'll do purple and yellow at the end. So when you're choosing colours, you also want to be careful that you don't choose colours that turn to mud. So you want to choose colours that are friendly and nice to each other, and if they mix, and they probably will, they won't make mud. So you've got to remember back to those colours that you learnt all about in primary school that mix together and don't make mud. So this is a fun technique even for the kids. Oh, I was going to open the window for this today, wasn't I, Alexis? Got a bit smelly in our house last night with alcohol inks. Whoops, this yellow one tends to come out fairly quickly, and trying to aim for all the holes. As you can see, I'm only using drops and drops, so you don't use much of this alcohol inks at all. So your alcohol inks go a huge way. Oh, I'm going to dry that again. So heat tool coming in, close your ears. So I don't have to dry it until it's completely dry. If I wasn't doing a live, I would. But you just want to dry it enough so when you remove the stencil, the inks don't run. I've probably got enough. Let me show you this printing. So if you've got loads of alcohol, I do on the top of this stencil, you can see loads of it on here. I can actually take another piece of paper. Whoops, I'm going to have paper everywhere in a minute. Lay it down on top of your stencil, and this is actually going to be like a stamp. So instead of filling in the holes, this will give you the lines, whoops, of the stencil. So just pressing that quite firmly, excuse the wobbling of my table. I have plans to make a new art table, but I just didn't get around to it, so I can get rid of this trestle table. So just giving it a good, nice rub. And this makes a really cool background as well. So once this is dry, I could drop more alcohol inks over the top of it and try to fill in some of the areas. But the alcohol inks will reactivate. I'm going to do one of the little mermaid scales. So it's not a crisp, clear impression with the stencil. It's more of a sort of an abstracty impression, but I still like it. They make great, cool backgrounds. That's that one. They'll look a little bit different when they dry. I will post a picture of these ones in the Facebook, on my Facebook page. Just trying to put that somewhere so it sits flat to dry. At the end of the live, so you can see them all dried up. Let's do a mermaid scale one. What colour are we doing the mermaid scales, Alexis?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, blue. We've got turquoise, we've got blue and yellow, and then we'll get some green happening. Mermaid scales have got to be blue, don't they? Let me get these bottles out of the way. So we'll do one more, and then this was only a quick demo to show you a different technique with your stencils. This one's a little harder to hit the holes because they're so small, but we get there. You're not squeezing the bottle, you're sort of waiting for the drop to drop out. There's so many different techniques you can do with alcohol inks. They are so fun to play with, and they're so bright colours. Whoops, I'm just trying not to move that stencil. And I'm trying not to make my hands all colourful like last night. I had ink everywhere, didn't I, Alexis? Is that? Oh, one's sapphire and one's turquoise. Okay, we'll do some more blue. Then we'll do some yellow. We'll make some green. Or this one's a darker blue. So to do this technique, you basically only need 3 colours. So you can start with 3 or 4 colours.
Val says hi.
Who says hi, sorry? Whoops. Val. Ah. Hey Val, how you going? We're just playing with some alcohol inks and dropping them through a stencil to make some really cool backgrounds. So just aiming for the holes. So now I've done my 2 colours, I'm going to come in with my 3rd colour and just fill up all my holes. Oh, if I shake my hand a bit, that works a bit better. This one tends to want to spew out, so I have to be more gentle with it. I only want 1 drop per mermaid, and it's wanting to do more. And I'll leave some white in this one because that looks really cool as well. You like the crest of the waves. So I'm just going to bring the heat tool in again. So when you see the heat tool come on the screen, it's going to be a bit loud for about 30 seconds. So hold down your volume. So I just have to dry it off enough so a lot of the ink is set, and when I pull my stencil up, it's still going to not move. And I've got a lot of ink still on got on the top or the bottom of the stencil? Top of the stencil. So I'm going to take a print off my stencil. Oh, now I've got green all over my hands. I had pink all over my hands last night. Can wear gloves when you're working with alcohol inks, but I find the gloves just get in my way, so I just use my fingers, and eventually I will clean off my fingers. It does come off with hand sanitizer if you can find any of that at this stage. Oops. Just going to have a flick up. Look, this is going to be a very light one. So a very light pattern, so I'll probably end up building up onto that. Let's see if we've got any ink on the other side. No, it's too dry. So sometimes you can get a decent print off them. Sometimes you don't, off the top of your stencil. I did a really good one last night. Oops. It depends. This was a really... Oh, got them going everywhere. That was a really dark one. So this looks really cool as well. So when these three dry off, I'll put a photo up on the Facebook page. So I'll just show you how I finished them into cards. This is one of our white laser cut 400 GSM mixed media cardstock. Just cut one of the roses. That leaf actually extends out there, so I cut it off to do a corner piece and decorated Let's Celebrate. So all the chipboard on these three pieces, I was originally going to paint black. I thought, great, that'll stand out. Painted it black, stuck it on my card, and it didn't look so good. So I grabbed out good old Faithful that I use on everything. Is my Opal Magical paints. Now these paints actually change colour. And where'd that little sample tag I had go? I should see my desk. It's a bit of a mess. That's what I picked up. No, lost it. How could I lose that? Oh, it's gone. This, getting back to it, this paint changes colour. So originally it's a violet-y colour, like a violet-y mauve colour, but if you paint it on black, it goes this lovely gold metallic colour. So that's the colour I've used on all three of my cards. This card, I decided to cut up the alcohol pieces. It was a rectangle shape, and I wanted to do something different with it, so I thought I would slice it in diagonal pieces. I got a great triangle the first time, I got a great strip. This one had funny edges on it because it was a rectangle, so then I thought, why not cut funny edges out of everything? And it matched the title, so I think I like that one. That one's really cute, and this one's just a nice plain background. So I popped this one up on foam tape just to give it a bit more dimension. So any more questions, Alexis, before we sign off? I can't put these down because I've got wet alcohol ink everywhere. So that was our very quick alcohol inking demonstration. This one I probably put a little bit too much on, but you can still see the stencil design, which is really cool. What other one did we do? We did this one a bit earlier. That one's nearly dry. They've got a nice gloss look to them. And this is the second one we did. As you can see, when they dry, that one's nearly dry, you can see the stenciling a bit more. So thank you very much for watching. You're going to say thank you, Alexis? And don't... Alexis is a bit tired today. We're up crafting late last night. So check back at 4 o'clock and we'll be using some chipboard and putting some awesome texture and colour on our chipboard. Thank you very much for watching, and do go check out hillbillyscrapping.com if you want 20% off your alcohol inks, and do check out my site, Scrapbooking.craft.
This says, how do your hands look today?
They look a bit green today. I did post on the Facebook group last night. My fingers were very red and it looked like I had murdered someone, Tabitha said, which was quite funny.
Murdered a rainbow, not murdered someone.
And then Alexis said that I said...
No, you're the one who said I murdered a unicorn that bleeds rainbows. Tabitha says bye. Then after that you said I murdered a rainbow that bleeds rainbows.
Yes, so we're having a very funny night last night. I think the alcohol inks got to us with the smell.
I was downright loopy.
I think you were downright loopy anyway. We're having fun last night. So just a little quick technique to how to use stencils. So if you want any of these fantastic stencils, they're on my website, Scrapbooking.craft. And thank you for tuning in to our Great Australian Craft Show. We'll be back at 4 p.m. with some more madness and mayhem. Those bunnies better behave, otherwise they'll have nothing in their cage to make any noise with. Bye for now.